Hello Power Rangers fans, and welcome to this video on Toku topics here today. This is going to be a follow-up, sort of, I guess a correction, I suppose, to Lightning Storm episode 95 yesterday, because it did end up being a Lightning Collection false alarm in terms of what those 4 listings were, because Walmart got us and Hasbro got us. But these 4 things are still pretty cool, I'd say, and I do want to talk about them here anyway. So let's go ahead and dive right on into it here. So yesterday, if you didn't see the video, I posted this video talking about how 4 of those PRG RTZ with a Canterbury Tale code listing actually ended up being orderable on Walmart.com. If you used either the app or the wish list on Walmart.com, you could do that. And in that video, I talked about how they were all Lightning Collection exclusive priced at $26.49, which made me think that they were going to be Lightning Collection figures. But they're not. So today they have revealed what they are, and then of course they had to get us because not only did they reveal what they were, they slashed the prices on them from $26.49 to $15.97. So good work. You really got me there with that one. I don't know if that was an intentional misdirect or what that was, but good work anyway. But what are these things? It's definitely something we should talk about here. So these are going to be part of the retro line, which is something that Walmart's had for over a year now, with those retro flip heads and the Ninjor figure, which this Ninjor figure is actually pretty important to the stuff that they revealed today. So I'm going to dive into it here because while it's not Lightning Collection, I do want to just make sure that people know that yesterday's video was not about Lightning Collection after all. So I do apologize for getting people's hopes up if I did on that front. I didn't know if they were going to be Lightning either or, but I figured I'd give people the heads up yesterday in case if they were. So I'll keep that as a Lightning Storm episode for historical purposes, but this will be, probably put this in the same playlist, even though this is not Lightning Storm episode 96. This is a correction to episode 95, or an elaboration on episode 95. So yeah, let's talk about what they revealed here since I've rambled on long enough. So they have revealed 4 Power Rangers retro styled Megazord figures, which are going to be 7-inch figures or so, which are going to be basically the same size as this Ninjor figure. And if you get them, they actually do scale, or they should scale, very nicely with the Lightning Collection, because here's the Ninjor figure next to A Squad Blue, and it scales pretty well. I've said that in the video for him, that I thought this Ninjor figure was really awesome. And so if you liked this one a lot, I think you'll like these guys as well. So first up here, we have the one that was coded RTZ COOK, and that is the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Megazord Retro Style figure 7-inch scale. So the Galaxy Megazord is going to get this really cool retro figure here. I think it's pretty sweet. You get the saber for the Megazord, you get the Condor, like, it was almost like a bow and arrow kind of thing that it had, or a crossbow that it had. So you're going to get that as well. All of these are going to come in this like VHS styled retro packaging, and they talk about how this is supposed to be, you know, unlock those memories back in the day of you recording your favorite episodes on VHS tapes. So you get like a little label of like Galaxy Megazord drawn on it, which is kind of fun. And the boxes are pretty neat. They're simple boxes, they're simple figures. I'm assuming that they're probably going to have just the same level of articulation that this guy does. So feet, ratchet joint arms, there's not going to be any flip gimmick, but and then like hand rotation. I assume that's probably all you're going to get on him, but still cool nonetheless that we're going to get the Galaxy Megazord. Definitely a fan favorite, both season and Megazord, and one that I don't think they really revisit Megazord wise very often, so this is pretty cool. And that was the identity of the Cook listing. I'm going to skip the GUILDSMAN listing for a second because this one is really, really cool and the best of the 4 by far in my opinion. So we'll move on to the one that was PLOWMAN. So not Homer Simpson in fact, but it's actually the Thunder Megazord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, of course. So yeah, I think it looks pretty solid. I don't have too many issues with it. It's one of my favorite Megazords, and I don't own a figure of it anyway, so cool. You're going to get his sword, you're going to get his sheath for the sword. Obviously, this is lacking in some paint details, especially in the legs and in the arms, but for a $16 figure, maybe you would expect some more, maybe you wouldn't, I don't know. But you're also going to get the VHS styled packaging for him as well, and the kind of simple box with the Thunder Megazord on it. So I think that works. I think it's perfectly good. Speaking of MMPR, the next listing was the RTZ REEVE listing. Now, yesterday when I did my video, I had only said that 3 listings were working, the GUILDSMAN, COOK, and the PLOWMAN one, and I did not say that REEVE was working because it wasn't. But then later on in the day, REEVE did start to work, so I did include that in the ones that work part of the description yesterday. But now we know REEVE is the good old classic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Dino Megazord figure. So, you know, Dino Megazord, we have a million figures of this thing already. But it looks pretty solid. I always hate whenever they don't paint the red squares on the Sabertooth or Triceratops. So that definitely bothers me in some capacity. Also, the legs themselves just look pretty barren compared to the rest of it. But I think the arms are fine. The head and the torso look perfectly good to me. Obviously, none of these are combining. You can't separate them into any Zords or anything like that. But I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. You know, I mean, I guess if you don't already have 1 million different representations of the Dino Megazord in your collection, because probably every Power Rangers fan probably has like at least 2 or 3 representations of this thing. You can see my basic Hasbro one right there in the background, and they will be replaced with the Lightning Collection version that we're getting next year. So this is something. It's cool. This one will actually probably be Lightning Collection figure scaled, while I don't know if the Lightning Collection one will be Lightning Collection figure scaled. So you might want to pick this up for that front. But you know, it's the Dino Megazord. You're gonna get the VHS style packaging for him as well, and cool. It's fine. But let's talk about GUILDSMAN, because GUILDSMAN is sweet. It is perfect. I love it. It's so good. Oh, I love it so much. So if you don't know what it is Ninjakon from Ninja Storm, which I don't know if you know the history behind this guy, but this is so sweet. I love that they did this. Genuinely think this is cool. So obviously I already shown this numerous times in the video. They did Ninjor a couple months ago in this retro line. But what's really sweet, and it's a really good way to reuse the mold as well, is that during Ninja Storm, Bandai America, for whatever reason, dug the original Ninjor mold out of the warehouse or whatever, and they turned it, or they re-released it in red. They changed his like Ranger mode head, and then they changed the chest symbol to the Ninja Storm symbol, and then they included 2 of the power spheres that you would actually want the toy for, and released it as Ninjakon. And then they later re-released Ninjakon a second time. I don't think they modified it at all, except for taking the Ninja Spheres away. But they re-released it during the Super Legends line during Jungle Fury. Both times, it didn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, you used to have that ninja theme and everything, and it was a way to reuse an old toy. But what Hasbro is doing here is, well, reusing an old toy. They're taking the Retromorph Ninjor figure, and they're painting it red. They're giving it the actual, accurate to the toy, new head and Ninja Storm symbol on the chest. So this is sweet. I really do like this, because not only do I think Ninjakon is a cool design, but it's a deep cut. It's nothing that was ever in the show. It was never in the comics or anything like that. It was purely a Bandai America toy release stunt thing to get a new use out of an old mold. And that is what Hasbro's doing, but it's a cool reference, you know? Like, I'm glad that it's like that and not some other random weird new version of Ninja or something. I'm happy that they're actually bothering to reference that instead of doing something like that. So Ninjakon definitely is my favorite of the 4. I'm going to pick up all 4 of these, but the Ninjakon's the only one I genuinely want. Like, if I had to cancel some of them, I would, but I would keep Ninjakon for sure. I really want that. That is just sweet. And of course, since it is a repaint of the Retromorph one, you can change him in between his Ninja mode, I guess, and his Megazord mode, which I guess would be the same for Ninjakon. You can do that as well with this guy here. So all of these are slated for February 1st releases or February 3rd releases, depending on where you order them from. They're available on Walmart and on Hasbro Pulse. So they are exclusive to Walmart, but you know, sometimes they have limited quantities of stuff on Pulse, and they do for these guys. So I will leave a link in the description below to all 4 of these on Walmart and on Pulse. And then also I would say that this is a pretty good way to assume that the other 4 RTZ listings are going to be another wave of Megazords like this. So no idea what they're going to be, but we can probably assume that those will also not be Lightning Collection, and those will be more of these since they share the RTZ codes. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments below on what you guys think that the next 4 could be. I think an Astro Megazord and a Zia Megazord are almost perfectly safe bets for that. I think those are popular enough to happen. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on them. Also, your thoughts on these themselves. What you think of these. Do you think Ninjakon is as awesome as I do? The fandom is already ripping these apart because of how cheap they look, how, you know, it's not what they wanted, articulated, and all this stuff. I don't care. I think they look cool enough. At least Ninjakon. I think Ninjakon being so cool to me makes the other 3 not as crap, I suppose. They're not the greatest things in the world by far, but I think they have their merit. But yeah, like I said, love to hear guys' comments down below. I do once again want to apologize if I got anybody's hopes up for Lightning Collection. Even I didn't know that they weren't going to be Lightning Collection. I genuinely didn't know. I just was reporting on what I thought could happen and wanted to give you guys a heads up. But yeah, that's all I got. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.